Hey everyone, welcome back to the homestead. I am Nadine. Today I'm going to be working out in my garden, getting my potatoes planted. I spent the day yesterday and I got all of my seed potatoes cut and cured so that they're ready for planting today. So I'm going to be heading out there to show you where I'm planting them. I did a video last year of how to cut and cure your potatoes. I will leave a link above for you guys so you can check that out. It's super simple and it's a really great way to get more potato plants out of one potato instead of just planting the whole potato. So let me show you what I did yesterday, and then I'm going to show you the garden beds and what I'm going to do and then get them planted today. So here are all of my potato slips. Like I said, you basically take a potato and you cut it so there's at least 1 or 2 eyes or sprouts on your potato. And then you want to let it cure. So it basically, this cut part becomes like scabbed over. You can kind of see that it's like almost rubbery in texture. This is going to prevent it from rotting when you plant it. If you plant it without that cuticle or curing process, that potato is going to rot in the ground and you won't have a potato plant. So you want to make sure it's cured. And I did this overnight. And then I did this with a couple different potatoes. So these were seed potatoes that I bought for this year from, I think I got these at Tractor Supply. These ones with the really long sprouts, these were leftover from potatoes that I grew last year. And then these ones here were actually store-bought potatoes that had sprouted, and I figured I would just plant them. So I got a couple different potatoes going on here. I do believe they are all Yukon Gold. They're just in different stages of potato-ness. But I'm just going to go ahead and plant them all and hope for a really good harvest this year. When I harvest these ones in the summer, I do believe I can plant another round and get a fall harvest of potatoes and have way more potatoes than I did last year. So at least that's what I'm hoping for. So this is, like I said, these are my potatoes. They're ready for planting now that they've cured. Let me take you to the garden, show you the garden beds that I'm going to be planting them in and kind of the process. So here is my garden. I'm going to be taking all of these tarps off here this week and get some things planted. This is typically where I put my potato plants in these 2 garden beds here. I do need to do a little bit of work on these. And then I actually have a couple potatoes coming up all on their own. I must have missed those ones last year. But unlike the other beds that I topped off with compost earlier this year, I let these ones sit because I like to plant my potatoes deep and in shallow soil and then add to the soil as they grow. So I might actually use like planting bags next year. Because it's going to get to a point where I can't continue to fill this bed. But for right now, this is working out really well. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to dig down and do 2 trenches in this bed. I like to do one about a hand's width from the edge of the bed here. So I'll do one right here and then another one like in line there. So I'll dig a trench and I'll plant all the potatoes and then I'll cover them with a thin layer of soil. And then as they pop up like this, I will just keep adding more soil, and that's going to give me more layers of potatoes as the potato plant grows. So as my potatoes sprout and get bigger and bigger, I will just add more soil to it. And hopefully these beds will be nice and full of potatoes come harvest time. So I'm going to get some tools. I'm going to use a little shovel and a little rake thing and get my trenches made and then just put the potatoes in the ground. Alrighty, so we got both beds full of potatoes. I've got quite a few left in my box here, so I'm gonna have to find another place to put them because these beds are full. These ones over here, because they're so tall already, I'm gonna have to come in with some compost and fill up this bed and cover these up a bit, and that's gonna help shoots come off of these and grow lots more potatoes. So that kind of wraps it up for my potato planting. Like I said, I do have quite a few that I need to find a spot for somewhere in here and get them planted in there. I didn't show you a close-up of how to plant your potato slips, so let me show you how to do that real quick before I jump off of here. So as you can see with your potato slips, you've got your eye or your sprout on your potato, and then you have your cut end. What you want to do when you put this in the ground is you want to make sure that your cut end is facing down and your sprout or your eye is facing up, and that way it grows the right way. Pretty simple. Sometimes your cuts are going to be real funky, like this one. It's got two sides cut. I had one in here, probably planted it, but it was like every single side was cut. And so you basically just want to make sure that the cut end is going into the ground and your sprout is facing up so it grows up through the dirt. And then, like I said, as these continue to grow, I will add a little bit more soil to the boxes to increase the depth and allow more potatoes to grow. And then I should have a harvest come July or August, hopefully. And then I can replant. So that is how I plant my potatoes. If you guys found this video helpful, make sure you hit that like button. If you guys have any questions at all, go ahead and leave them in the comment section below. I love hearing from you guys and I love answering your questions. So go ahead and leave those down there. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. It's a great way to support me and my channel and what I'm doing here, so make sure you do that. And then, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and remember to grow where you're planted.